Yin Core. So we'll start with a little warm up, and then we'll move through some vinyasas, through some flowy movement. We'll do some cores sprinkled in, but especially like a specific core segment in the middle. And then we will finish with some deep stretching and some yin yoga. All right. So just start in a comfortable seat. Roll your shoulders up and back a few times. Good. And then you can just come to sitting up nice and tall. Just really feel your sit bones connecting with the mat. Feel yourself just finding length through the spine. So if you have an imaginary string pulling up from the top of your head, either closing your eyes or just softening your gaze, looking out at the water. And just start to tune into your breath before we start. So taking long, deep inhales in through your nose. Long, deep exhales out through your nose. As you inhale, just notice your belly filling up with air, your ribs expanding, your chest rising. And as you exhale, notice your chest drop, your ribs knit together, and your belly empty out. So just noticing the sensation of your breath as it moves through your body. Making your exhales the same length as your inhales. And just knowing any time during class or outside of class, you can always come back. Kind of just really help pull you back to the present, to help calm your mind and relax your body. Take a moment to really just appreciate the feeling of being outdoors right now. So appreciating this cooler weather, this nice breeze, really embracing it. And just focus on really being here now for the next hour or so. Let's just take one or two more deep breaths here. And then you can slowly open up your eyes if your eyes are closed. And we're just going to reach our arms out to the side, just taking up a lot of space, opening up nice and wide. And we're going to do kind of a seated cat-cow pose. So we're going to inhale. You're going to bring your chest forward, look up towards the sky. And then exhale, round your back, round your shoulders, bringing your chin in towards your chest. So just doing this a few times. Inhale to open up, opening up to the beautiful sky. Exhale to round. Moving with your breath. And the next time you round, go ahead and interlace your hands together. And we're going to take our palms outward, keeping our shoulders rounded, our back rounded. Good. And then we're going to reach our palms up to the sky, sitting up straight, drawing your shoulders back by your ear, or your biceps by your ears, and your shoulders down and back. Good. You can just reach your arms out nice and long, release, and we're just going to walk our hands forward. So coming as far as you can with keeping your sit bones down on the mat. Relax your forehead down and really just stretch it out. 3 more deep breaths. And then you can walk your hands back. And we're going to make our way into a downward facing dog. So coming onto your hands and knees to start with. Spread out your fingers. It's real important to kind of protect the wrists and ground through the hands. Tuck your toes and then lift your hips up and back. Downward dog is a really good stretch for the whole body. So maybe heel toeing your feet, stretching up the legs and the calves a little bit more. Yeah, finding a little movement. Relax your head and neck, your chins towards your chest. Feeling that nice stretch in your arms, your shoulders, and even around your back. And then from here, we're just going to roll forward onto our toes to a top of a plank. So we're just going to hold this plank for a few breaths. So you want to make sure that your shoulders are above your wrists or even just a little bit forward of your wrists. So coming, a little bit forward on your toes, drawing the shoulders apart and then pulling the belly button up towards you. Good. One more deep breath. And then we're going to send the hips up and back, coming back into a downward facing dog. Stretching it out again for a few breaths. Chins towards your chest. Relaxing the head and neck. And then we're going to come forward again to a plank. So coming forward onto your toes, shoulders, maybe just a little bit above your wrist. Always an option if you need to just drop down to the knees and hold it here. Stay nice and engaged. Gaze is a little bit forward to the front of your mat. Good. And we're going to lower down super slow all the way to our stomach. So just elbows hug your ribs as slow as you can. Chaturanga. Good. And we're going to come to a cobra pose. So spending a little time here. So pressing up. And then we're going to look over one shoulder, a little bit of a cobra pose twist. Good. And then coming through to the center, looking over the other shoulder. So just kind of warming up the back. Good. And then coming back down. We'll make our way, so reverse push-up back to a plank and then into downward facing dog again. About 3 more deep breaths. And then just walk your feet up towards your hands, coming to a forward fold. From here, we'll come to a half lift, drawing your shoulders back. Good. Exhale, fold forward a little bit deeper this time. And then next inhale, find length in your arms, reaching them out long, coming all the way up, extended mountain pose. Good. Exhale, we'll bring our hands to our heart center. From here, we're just going to interlace our hands behind our back, feet about hip distance apart. Draw your shoulders down and back. And we're going to come to a forward fold, keeping our hands interlaced. So lifting up through the hips, allow the hands to lift up off of the lower back, opening up the shoulders a little bit more. Allow the head and the neck to relax down. Spread out the toes, ground through the feet. Send your body weight a little bit forward. Good. Few more deep breaths, just getting deeper into the forward fold, waking up the back of your legs and your arms. One more deep breath. And then keeping the hands interlaced, a little bend in the knees, make your way all the way up again. All right, very good. Release our arms. So we're going to move through some sun salutation C's, about 3 rounds. So the sun salutation C's, we're adding a low lunge in the middle. So we'll step to the front of our mat. So kind of flowing with our breath, we'll inhale to reach everything up. Exhale, fold forward, folding through to the center line of your body. We're going to take a big step back with the left foot. So send that left foot back. Drop the left knee down, and we're just setting up for a low lunge. So right knee's over your ankle. We'll find our way up. Good. And then reach up, staying here for about 3 deep breaths. And then we're going to bring our hands down, lift the back knee up, step back to a plank. We're going to go through a vinyasa. So lower down elbows, hug your ribs to a cobra or to an up dog. The only difference is one, you're all the way on your stomach, and the other one, your arms are straight. You're lifted up a little bit more. And then exhale, coming into downward facing dog, about 3 to 5 breaths. So in this downward dog, if you can either stay here, or you could always come onto your hands and knees if you prefer to do a few rounds of cat-cow here instead. All right, and then from here, we're going to take that left foot through between your hands. So we're doing the other side, low lunge. Right knee comes down and back. Make sure your front knee's over your ankle. When you're ready, make your way up, lengthen through your spine, and then you can reach up, maybe sinking into that front hip if that feels good. Good. And then we'll bring our hands back down. Lift the back knee up. We're stepping forward this time. So coming to a forward fold. And then inhale, reach all the way up. Lengthen through your spine, extended mountain pose. Maybe reach back. Good. And then hands to heart center. So we're going to do that again, just starting with the other leg first. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward and take a big step back with your right foot this time. Send the right knee down and back. Making your way up. This time we're going to open up cactus arms in our low lunge, looking forward or maybe even looking up a little bit, opening up the shoulders. Good. Opening up the chest. And then you can bring your hands down. Lift the back knee up, step back to a plank. Take your time lowering down through to an up dog or cobra pose. You can always drop down to your knees first as an option. Coming back into downward facing dog, 3 to 5 breaths. Or you could even come to a child's pose as an option instead of down dog. So just doing what feels comfortable, what feels good for your body. And then this time we're going to take the right foot through between our hands. Send the left knee down and back. Setting up for that low lunge again. Reaching up and then coming to cactus arms. Opening up the chest. Either just looking forward or you can even start to do a little bit of a back bend. Good, and then we'll bring our hands down, lift the back knee up, and we're going to step forward, coming to a forward fold. Next, inhale, reach up, find length, extended mountain pose, either holding it here or coming to a little back bend, reaching up and back. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we're going to do one more, same thing, really warming up the body. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Big step back with the left foot. Front knees over the ankle. This time we're just going to interlace our hands behind our back, drawing our shoulders down and back, either looking forward or even looking up a little. And then you can bring your hands back down. We'll move through a vinyasa, lifting the back knee up, stepping back to a plank, taking your time to lower down to an up dog or cobra, stretching out that back, shoulders back and down. Exhale, downward facing dog, 3 to 5 breaths. And then you can take that left foot through between the hands, right knee down and back. Making your way up, take your time, interlacing the hands behind the back. Taking a few deep breaths, finding your balance here. And then you can release the hands, bring them on either side of the foot, lift the back knee up and step forward. Coming to a forward fold. And then inhale, reach up. All right, very good. Maybe reach back. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we're going to add on some different flows here. So we'll inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. And we're going to step back to a downward facing dog. So just stepping back, coming into downward facing dog. We're going to come to 3-legged down dog. So reach the right leg up. Stretch it out. So keep that leg straight, heels up to the sky. Still pressing into a nice down dog, spreading out the fingers. We're going to do a little bit of core work. So you're going to inhale, exhale, come forward on the left toe, right knee to nose. Rounding the back, keeping it up high. Inhale, reach it up, lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose again, coming forward on the toe. Inhale, reach. We're going to do 2 to 3 more. Exhale, knee to nose. Good. On your last one, you're going to bring that foot through between your hands. And let's just pause here, kind of a runner stretch. All right, spin the back heel down, and we're going to walk our hands a little bit to the left side. So we're just taking a stretch here. This isn't really a specific pose. We're just walking the hands between the 2 feet, sending the hips back, just kind of stretching it out. You can walk your hands back through to the center. Lift your back heel up. So we're going to set up for high lunge. So make sure your feet are a little bit staggered, that back heel's lifted, and then find your balance. So take one hand to the knee, then the other. When you're ready, find lengthen your spine. We're going to start with our hands at our hips. Then you can take your left hand. We're going to reach up and just stretch a little bit over to the side, to the right side, so a little bit of an oblique stretch. Good. And then we're going to reach both hands up. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to slowly lower our hands down as we bend that back knee. Good. Inhale, we're going to reach it up. We're going to do that a few more times. Exhale, lower down. You can go down and you can do it from here too if you want. Inhale, reach up. That's fine if you want to stay here. Or you can add that little bend and extend. It's inhale up, exhale bend. Good. Let's do one more. All right, so take that back knee up, bring your hands to your heart center. We're going to come to we're going to make our way to warrior 3. So take that back foot in about halfway, soften the standing leg, hands to heart center, and we're going to start to hinge forward. Lift that back foot up, maybe just like a few inches to start with. Flex that foot and then hinge forward a little bit more, lifting that back foot a little higher. Maybe just stay here. Just kind of see where you're at. You want to square the hips, so you want to think left hip down because it wants to come up. From here, you can take the hands behind you, kind of like a airplane pose. Good. Keep the gaze focused at the front of the mat. Deep breath. Either keeping the hands here, or if you want to come to a full warrior 3, your arms would reach forward. If you come out of it, no big deal. Just come back in. And you can even stay here with the foot tapped on the mat a little bit. All right. And then take a big step forward, shake it out, maybe grab a drink of water. Good job. All right, we have to do, and then we'll get ready to do the other side. Same thing on the other side. Just trying the best you can. All right. We have one more. Maybe 2 more. Inhale, reach up whenever you're ready. Exhale, fold forward. And we're going to step back to a downward facing dog when you're ready. Coming into a 3-legged down dog, other side, just really stretching it out. Reach that other leg up. Flex that foot, heels up towards the sky. But still make sure you're in a good down dog. So you're still pressing your chest towards your upper thigh. And then we're going to do that core work. So you're going to inhale, exhale, left knee to nose, coming forward on the right toe, rounding the back. Inhale, reach it up long, lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose, your shoulders shift over top of the hands. Inhale, reach. Let's aim for 2 more. Knee to nose, just going at your own pace. And then remember on your last one, you're going to bring the foot all the way through. Spin the back heel down, and we're just stretching it out here. So you're going to walk your hands out to the other side. Send the hips back, just stretching it here. The back heel comes down. Good, and then walk your hands forward again. Lift that back heel up. Make sure the feet are a little bit staggered for balance. And then you're going to make your way up, find your balance, make your way up to a high lunge. We'll start with our hands on our hips with that side stretch. So reach your right arm up, and we're going to stretch up and over, oblique stretch to the left side. Good. Deep breath. And you can bring the hand back down. So we're going to inhale nice and slow, reach the arms up. Exhale, we're going to bend the knee down to hover, bring your hands down. And you can keep that knee down if you want. Inhale, reach up. Moving nice and slow. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do that 2 more times. Last one. All right, we're going to set up for the warrior 3. So you can bring your hands to your heart center. Step that back foot in about halfway. And this can even be a warrior 3 here. Just lifting that back foot off an inch. Soften the standing knee so you don't want to lock it out. You want a little bend in that knee. And just slowly hinge forward. So chest comes forward a little bit. Back foot lifts up a little bit. Maybe you just stay here. If you want, you go forward a little bit more. Lift that back leg. Flex that back foot. Think right hip down, left hip back. Deep breaths, keeping your eyes focused on the ground in front of you to help with your balance. Maybe hands come behind your back like airplane. Deep breaths. Either staying here with your hands or you could reach your hands forward. We'll stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Come forward, shake it out, grab a drink of water. All right, so we're going to inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, stepping back to a downward facing dog again. We're going to come to a 3-legged down dog, this time bending at the knee, opening up the hip. So flex that back foot, really bend that knee and reach it up. All right, so from here, we're going to do, it's kind of a funny move, it's called flip the dog or sometimes called wild thing. You're going to take that right foot behind you and then lift that right arm up. Yeah, it's going to fall behind you. So it just comes here and it comes up over to your left side. Yes. Reach it up, opening up the chest. I know this is a more kind of like a challenging move. You don't worry about it if you don't got it. We're going to come back to a plank. So just coming back to a regular plank, no problem. We're going to come to a side plank on the right side. So on the other side, so option to just stagger the feet, stack them, or you can drop that right knee down, but you want to lift up through your core. Reach the arm up. Any plank variation you want. 5 breaths in the plank. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Come back through to the center. We're doing the other side, so back to a down dog, and then we have a break. So left leg reaches up, bending at the knee, opening up the hip. So just stretch it out to start with. Flex that back foot, reach it up nice and high. And then we're going to take that back foot up behind you to the right side. Drop it back, lift up. Right? If you don't want to do it, no problem. This is, this is an extra. This is just like a bonus points move. Lift up. Deep breath. Make your way back to a plank. And then we're going to come to side plank on the other side, on the left side. Staggering the feet kind of helps with balance, but you can work towards stacking them or even just dropping that bottom knee. 5 deep breaths. One more deep breath. And then come back through to the center. You can drop both knees down. We'll come to a child's pose. Or just take a break here if you want, grabbing a drink of water. You could roll out the wrists a little bit a few times. All right, and then we're going to make our way onto our back and just do a few core exercises and then some nice deep stretching. So just flipping over, coming to your back. You can just hug your knees in towards your chest and kind of just rock side to start with. All right, from here we're going to bring our knees above our hips, so knees to a tabletop. Press your palms down, relax your head down, and you want to focus on engaging your core. So pressing your whole back down towards the mat, belly button in, and we're going to tap the feet. So we're just doing toe taps. So you're going to take the right foot, tap it down, bring it back up, and then bring the left foot, tap it down, bring it back up, keeping the core engaged, keeping the whole core still, just moving the legs. Good. Just alternating legs. Let's do 2 more on each side. And then after your last one, keep your knees above your hips in a tabletop. Interlace your hands behind your head, elbows out wide, and we're just going to do some basic crunches. So inhale, exhale, lift up your head, neck, and chest, crunch, inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift up, crunch, lifting up nice and high, pause at the top. Inhale, lower down. Let's do 8 more. Exhale, come up. When you come up, pausing at the top, seeing if you can feel a little bit of a shake in your abs. Means you're working the inner abs. We're about halfway through. Getting the shoulders up nice and high. 4 more. Last 2. After your last one, you can just go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. Good. And then we'll set our feet down. Take your feet out wide, heels in towards you, and windshield wiper the knees side to side a few times. And we're going to do kind of side oblique crunches. So feet are going to stay out the width of the mat. We're going to lift our head, neck, shoulders, and our arms up. And we're going to reach to the outside of each foot, just kind of tapping on the foot, side to side, crunching our side muscles, our obliques. So just keeping those shoulders up high so you're working the core. Good. Inhale, exhale. We'll go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. You can windshield wiper your knees side to side. One last core exercise. So for our last exercise, we're going to do a low boat, holding it to the count of 5, coming up to a high boat, holding it for the count of 5, and then that's it. All right. So low boat, we're going to reach our arms, shoulders, and head out, and then take the feet out long. Good. Holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, come up to a high boat. Yes, any way you want to get up there. And either knees bent or legs straight for 5. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. You can just cross your ankle. All right, good job, everyone. So we're about halfway through class. So we're going to slow it down the second half of class and really just work on some deep stretching. So we'll start with the child's pose. So you can make your way into a child's pose. Taking the knees apart about the width of the mat, sitting as far back towards the heels as you can, and then stretch the arms out. You could relax the forearms down, or you could just keep the arms straight, whichever you like. Relax your forehead down on the mat. Coming back to your breath. So really kind of noticing your breath just like you did at the very beginning of class. So just kind of noticing where you're feeling the stretch or what feels good. Hopefully it feels good in this child's pose. So child's pose should be a nice stretch for your back, also for your inner legs, and then your arms and your shoulders. We'll be here for about another minute or so. But the idea with Yin Yoga is holding the poses longer is to stretch the tissues in the deep tissues, in the ligaments and the joints, kind of restoring that fluidity back. The first part of class, the idea with kind of a vinyasa and more movement-based yoga is to really work on stretching the muscles. So we're kind of working on two different tissues in the body. And then from here, you can slowly make your way up onto your hands and knees. So just coming to a tabletop. And we're just going to get a little bit deeper into the arms and the shoulders and the upper back. So we're coming to melted heart pose. So this time we'll keep the hips high over top of the knee and then stretch the arms forward, bringing the forehead back down. By keeping the hips up high and stretching the arms forward, we're getting deeper into the upper body.
Off the ground.
This would be good for your shoulders.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Look out, we did my phone.
Huh? I guess you can. From the side.
Not from the side?
From the side.
Let's take about 2 or 3 more deep breaths here.
Personal picture.
And then when you're ready, you can just walk the hands back. We're just going to sit all the way back towards our heels and then release our shoulders. So taking the hands behind you this time, bringing the forehead down, just staying here, kind of a counter stretch to allow the shoulders to release.
Is that a scene?
Good, and then you can make your way up, maybe just sitting back on your knees. And we'll just interlace our hands behind our back, draw your shoulders down and back, staying here for a few more breaths.
Someone be looking.
Good, and then you can release your hands. We're going to set up for a pigeon pose, so to stretch our hips. If you want to grab a drink of water, you can grab a drink of water. And we'll make our way into a downward facing dog just to set up for the pigeon pose. And then whenever you're ready, you're going to bring the right knee behind the right wrist, the right foot over to the left side. Good. Take that back knee back, and we'll just pause here in this upright pigeon. Drawing the shoulders back, lengthen through your spine. And then from here, we're going to come to resting pigeon, coming down maybe first on your forearms, pausing here. And then you can either stay here on your forearms, or you could stretch your arms out long, bring your forehead down. So this is a really nice deep stretch for our hips, our glutes. And allow yourself to just release and relax into the stretch. Letting go of any tension you might be holding in your body. Noticing if you're scrunching up your face, and just kind of consciously soften. And allow yourself to just melt into the pose. Just let go, coming back to your breath.
Do you have anybody else there? If you really like it, I would stay. If not, yeah. Boo, tell me to give you a 45-minute heads up next time.
One or two more breaths here. And then just moving nice and slow. Take your time to walk your hands back. You can just pause here for a breath or two. Good. And then we'll make our way out of the pose, just kind of stretching it out. So maybe doing a few hip circles, either in down dog or on your hands and knees. And then let's just do a few rounds of cat-cow pose here before we move on to the other side. So just kind of stretching our back, inhaling to lift our head, lift our chest, lift our tailbone, exhale to round our back. Do one more round of cat-cow. Good. And then you can set up for pigeon pose on the other side. So maybe starting out with a downward facing dog to set up. And then you're going to bring the left knee behind the left wrist, walking the left foot over to the right side, sending the right knee back. Maybe coming to an upright pigeon for a few breaths before we lower down, finding length in the spine. And then you can either stay up here for another breath or two, or whenever you're ready, make your way down to a resting pigeon. Maybe pausing on your forearms And you can either stay on your forearms or even stretch the arms out long, bringing your forehead down. Telling yourself to just let go, to just release, letting the muscles melt and soften.
Okay, so pretty. That's it. And I was out there, look at how pretty.
Can't see them. Your stupid shoes. Okay, can I write up the number?
You hold my hair there?
Yes, babe.
How about 2 or 3 more deep breaths? And just moving nice and slow, you can start to walk your hands back, coming to an upright pigeon, maybe pausing there for another breath or 2. And then you can make your way out. Have a nice kind of reflection of the sunset behind the clouds, yeah. And then just stretching out your hip. All right, so we are going to finish on our back. So if you want to grab another drink of water before you come onto your back, go for it. All right. So from here, we're going to start with our feet on the mat, our knees bent. And let's just go ahead and lift up into a bridge. So just lifting your hips up, lifting your chin up away from your chest, pressing your palms into the mat, just staying here for a few breaths. And then you can slowly lower back down. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. And then we're going to straighten the right leg. So interlacing your hand behind that thigh or behind the calf or the ankle. Option to keep the left knee bent or you could straighten it out long, just whatever feels better. Sometimes if you have that knee bent, it lets your back lie a little bit flatter on the mat, and that might feel better for your back. Or sometimes if you have that legs out long, it might feel like you're getting a deeper stretch. So just whichever one option feels better. And then from here, you can bend that right knee back into your chest, straighten your left leg, and we're going to come to a twist. So bringing that right knee up and over to the left side. Your right arm can either be out long or just out at a bent elbow, like cactus arms. Relaxing your left hand on your knee or your thigh. And then you can make your way back through to the center, with starting out with both knees bent, and then hugging the left knee in towards your chest, straightening the left leg, interlacing your hands behind the thigh or even the calf or the ankle, and then either keeping the right knee bent with the foot on the mat, or you can straighten the right leg out long. And then from here, you can bend that left knee back in towards your chest, straighten the right leg out long, and then bring that left knee up and over to the right side. Left arm either out to a T or bent at the elbow. then you can make your way back through to the center. We're going to stretch everything out long, so reach your arms up overhead, straighten your legs. From here, we're going to set up for banana pose. So move your body to the left side of your mat. Your legs are going to stay out long. You're going to reach your arms up overhead, grab your elbows, making a frame over your chest, and then bringing that frame up over top of your head. From here, you're going to walk your feet over to the right side of the mat, bringing your left ankle on top of the right ankle. Keep your hips right where they are, and then just start to inch your upper body to the right side of the mat. So banana pose, because we're making a banana shape with our body. Hips stay to the left. Feet and head move over to the right. Getting a really nice stretch all along the left side of your body, from your feet up through your legs, your waist, your arms. And then you can take your time to uncross your ankles. Walk your feet back to the center, upper body back to the center, and you're going to bring your body this time over to the right side of your mat. Making a frame up above your chest and then bringing the elbows up overhead. Keep your hips to the right as you walk your feet to the left, bringing the right ankle on top of the left ankle, and then inching your upper body over to the left. And then you can make your way back through to the center. We're going to finish with a happy baby pose. So bending your knees in towards your chest, reaching for the outsides of your feet. Rocking side to side. And then making your way into Shavasana. So finding a comfortable position, lying on your back for the last few moments of class. Letting your feet just naturally open up out to the side. Maybe letting your palms open up. Getting out kind of any little fidgeting so that you can come to a place of stillness. Letting your body just kind of relax and melt into the mat. Enjoying the coolness of the air that we haven't had for a long time. Then from here, take a nice deep inhale in through your nose. Complete exhale out through your mouth. And one more time, nice deep inhale. Complete exhale. And then just start to roll out your ankles, roll out your wrists a few times. Starting to bring some movement back into your body. Maybe reach your arms up overhead, just stretching it out, bending your knees. And then you can roll onto your side, kind of just pausing on your side for 2 or 3 breaths. And when you're ready, take your time to make your way up to a seat. All right, so let's just finish by inhaling, reaching our arms out and up, pressing our palms together, bringing our hands to our heart center. And just take a moment here to just kind of reflect on your practice, feeling a sense of peacefulness, gratitude for the beautiful evening that we had here. And just allowing the positive energy that you feel from class to be benefit to yourself and the people around you throughout the evening and throughout the day tomorrow. Namaste. All right. Thank you guys. Wow. I can't believe it went from like really hot to being chilly. It's always cooler on the water too. So I actually think I have a little goosebumps.